From Zero to Paid, the self-taught freelancer's roadmap to building a sustainable business, winning high-value clients, and escaping the 9 to 5 grind. Written by Gardinski. Introduction. The myth of the gig economy. You dream of a different kind of life. A life without a boss, without a commute, without a rigid 9 to 5 schedule. You see the promise of the gig economy, the world of freelancing, and you see a path to freedom, flexibility, and control over your own career. But then you look at the reality. You see the crowded, global marketplaces like Upwork and Fiverr. You see a chaotic, ruthless race to the bottom, where freelancers from all over the world are bidding against each other for low-paid, one-off gigs. You see a world of inconsistent income, demanding clients, and the constant, stressful hustle for the next project. This doesn't look like freedom. It looks like a more stressful, less secure version of the job you already have. You have been sold a myth. The gig economy is a trap. It is a system designed to turn your valuable, high-end skills into a low-cost, disposable commodity. That a great freelance career is not about finding gigs. It is about building a business. It is not about being a temporary, disposable worker. It is about becoming a high-value, long-term strategic partner. The most successful freelancers are not the cheapest. They're the most valuable. Welcome to From Zero to Paid. This is not a guide to winning low-bid jobs on a freelance marketplace. This is a practical, step-by-step roadmap for building a real, sustainable, and highly profitable freelance business. We will treat your new venture not as a series of gigs, but as an architectural project. First, we will demolish the myth of the gig economy and install the powerful CEO of a business of one mindset. We will give you the core blueprints for choosing a profitable niche and for packaging your skills into an irresistible, high-value offer. Next, we will give you a complete, end-to-end client acquisition engine, a systematic architectural process for finding, pitching, and winning high-quality clients. We will then give you the playbooks for delivering a world-class client experience that turns one-time projects into long-term, high-value retainers. It's time to stop thinking like a gig worker and start thinking like a business owner. The system is learnable. The path to escaping the 9 to 5 grind forever begins now. Part I. The foundation. The architecture of a freelance business case. File 01. The architect's mindset. You're not a freelancer. You are the CEO of a business of one. Before you build your portfolio or pitch your first client, we must perform the most critical and most profitable identity shift of your entire journey. The number one reason that most freelancers fail is that they are operating with the wrong identity. They see themselves as a freelancer. A freelancer, in the amateur sense, is a hired gun. They are a temporary, disposable worker who is brought in to complete a specific task. Their identity is tied to the work they do. They are a writer, a designer, a coder. They are a cost, a line item on a client's project budget. They are waiting for someone to give them work. You are not here to be a freelancer. You are here to be the CEO of a business of one. This is a non-negotiable and game-changing distinction that a business of one is a professional service firm, and you are its founder, its head of sales, its chief marketing officer, and its lead delivery person. You are not just a doer of the work. You're the architect of the entire business system that finds, wins, and delivers that work. This is a shift from a worker mindset to an owner mindset. The freelancer asks, "Where can I find my next gig?" The CEO asks, "What is the most effective and scalable client acquisition system I can build to create a predictable stream of new leads?" The freelancer says, "My rate is $50 an hour." The CEO says, "My brand identity package, which will solve your problem of looking unprofessional and will increase your conversion rate, is a $5,000 investment." When you adopt the CEO of a business of one mindset, you fundamentally change your relationship with your clients and your work. You're no longer a subordinate, asking for permission. You are a peer, a fellow business owner, collaborating with another business owner to achieve a shared goal. As you work through this roadmap, this new identity must be your North Star. You are not just a person with a skill. You are a complete, end-to-end business. This is the mindset that separates the struggling gig worker from the thriving, six-figure, independent professional. Case File 02. The niche down mandate. The unbreakable law of becoming a high-paid specialist. You are the CEO of your new business. Your first and most critical strategic decision is to answer one question. What exactly does my business do? The amateur freelancer, in their desperation to get any work at all, makes a fatal mistake. They try to be everything to everyone. They are a generalist. Their website says, I'm a freelance writer who could do blog posts, emails, web copy, social media, and more. They're a jack of all trades. In a crowded, global marketplace, the generalist is forced into the brutal, soul-crushing competition on price. They are a commodity. The architect of a profitable business knows an unbreakable law. The riches are in the niches. You will not be a generalist. You will be a specialist. A specialist is a master of one specific thing for one specific type of client. A specialist is not a commodity. They are a rare and high-value expert. And experts command premium prices. The specialist blueprint. Your mission is to choose a small, profitable, and defensible niche for your business of one. You will niche down using a simple two-part formula. Formula Part 1. The who, your ideal client. The mandate. You will choose one specific, well-defined industry or type of client to serve. The passion and profit intersection. Your ideal is at the intersection of an industry you are genuinely interested in an industry that has money and a painful, expensive problem. High-value niche examples. B2B SaaS companies, e-commerce brands, financial services firms, healthcare and wellness companies. Formula Part 2. The what, your core service. The mandate. You will choose one specific, high-value skill or service to offer. The high-leverage test. A high-value service is one that is directly tied to a client's ability to make more money or save a huge amount of time. High-value service examples. Direct response copywriting, email marketing, paid advertising management, systems automation. Putting it all together, the micro niche. You will now combine your who and your what to create your powerful, specialized micro niche. Weak, generalist, I am a freelance writer. Strong, specialist, I'm a freelance email copywriter for B2B SaaS companies. Weak, generalist, I am a virtual assistant. Strong, specialist, I am a systems automation consultant for e-commerce brands running on Shopify. The power of the micro niche. By niching down this tightly, you are architecting your entire business for success. You eliminate the competition. You can charge a premium. Your marketing becomes effortless. This is a strategic act of courage. It is the decision to say no to 99% of the potential market in order to become the absolute, undisputed go-to expert for the 1%. Case File 03. The Service Stack Blueprint. How to package your skills into an irresistible offer. You have your micro niche. You are an email copywriter for B2B SaaS companies. You have a clear identity. Now, you must translate that identity into a clear, tangible, and highly desirable product. The amateur freelancer, even a specialized one, makes a common mistake. They sell their skills or their time. They say, I can write your emails for you for $75 an hour. This is still a commodity mindset. The architect of a freelance business does not sell their skills. They sell a solution. They do not sell their time. They sell an outcome. You will not offer a vague menu of services. You will architect a productized service, a clear, packaged service stack with a defined scope, process, and price. The productized service blueprint. Step 1. The core offer architecture. The goal: to create one single flagship service offering that solves a high-value problem for your niche client. The foot in the door principle. Your core offer should be a finite, project-based engagement that will allow you to prove your value and then upsell the client to a long-term retainer. Example, for our email copywriter, the service name. The Welcome Sequence Conversion Package. The pain it solves: your SaaS company is getting a lot of free trial signups, but very few are converting into paying customers. The deliverable: I will architect and write a 5-part, automated email welcome sequence designed to convert them into paying customers. The price, a flat project-based fee of $2, $500 at step 2. The 3-tiered package, the upsell path. You will architect a simple 3-tiered service stack that creates a clear growth path for your clients. Tier 1, the audit, the foot in the door. The offer, a small, low-risk, paid diagnostic project. Tier 2, the core offer, the project. The offer, your flagship project-based, productized service. Tier 3, the retainer, the partnership. The offer, your ongoing, monthly retainer service. The power of the productized model. It is easier to sell, easier to price, easier to deliver, and it is scalable. You are no longer a freelancer, trading your time for money. You are a business owner selling a high-value, systematized product. Case File 04. The Freelancer's Toolbox. The minimalist guide to your business in a box tech stack. You are the CEO of a business of one. You have a specialized, high-value service offering. Now, you must build the simple, efficient, and professional operational infrastructure to run your new business. The amateur freelancer tries to run their entire business out of their personal Gmail inbox. This is a chaotic, unprofessional, and unscalable system. The architect knows that a small, strategic investment in a few key, low-cost software tools can create a powerful, professional command center. This is your business in a box. The business of one tech stack blueprint. Your professional identity hub, Google Workspace. The tool, Google Workspace. The mandate. This is your first and most important investment. You cannot be a professional consultant with a@gmail.com email address. This allows you to have a professional email address with your own domain name. Your sales pipeline hub, a simple CRM. The tool, HubSpot CRM, free plan, or Trello. The function. This is where you will manage your sales funnel. You will create a Kanban board with columns for leads, pitched, in negotiation, and closed one. Your project management hub, the tool, Asana, or Trello. The function. This is your delivery command center. You will create a separate project board for each of your active clients, and you will invite your client to this board as a guest. Your money hub, invoicing, and accounting. The tool, Wave or Stripe invoicing. The function. These tools allow you to create and send beautiful, professional invoices and allow your clients to pay you instantly online. Your scheduling hub, the tool, Calendly, free plan. The function. This tool eliminates the painful email tennis of scheduling a sales call or a client check-in. You send your booking link, and the client chooses a time that works for them. For a very small monthly investment, this 5-part tech stack is the entire professional-grade operational infrastructure for your business of one. From Zero to, written by Gardinski. Narrated by Microsoft Azure. You have been listening to From Zero to Paid, the self-taught freelancer's roadmap to building a sustainable business, winning high-value clients, and escaping the 9 to 5 grind. Written by Gardinski. Narrated by Microsoft Azure. Production copyright 2025 by Gardinski. Part 2. The Client Acquisition Engine. Winning the Work Case File 05. The Portfolio of One Protocol. A system for building proof before you have clients. You are a CEO. You have a niche. You have a productized service offering. You are ready to sell. But you are faced with the ultimate paradox of the new freelancer. To get a great client, you need a great portfolio, but to have a great portfolio, you need a great client. The amateur freelancer at this stage gets paralyzed. They wait for a low-paying gig on a freelance marketplace to get their first piece for their portfolio. The architect does not wait for permission. They manufacture their own proof. You will not wait for a client to give you a project to showcase. You will architect your own portfolio of one. This is a single, comprehensive, and stunningly professional case study for a fictional client. This will become the centerpiece of your professional website and the single most powerful asset you have for landing your first real, high-paying client. The fictional client blueprint. Step 1. Invent your ideal client. The action. You will invent a fictional business that is a perfect representation of your ideal client profile from Case File 02. Example, 4-hour email copywriter for B2B SaaS, specialist company name, Innovate Flow, a fictional SaaS company. The founder, Sarah, the brilliant but overworked CEO. Her pain point, Innovate Flow has a great product and is getting a lot of free trial signups, but their automated welcome email sequence is generic and ineffective. Step 2. Execute your core offer for them. You will now perform your flagship productized service for your fictional client, creating the actual high-quality deliverables. The action, for our email copywriter, you will actually write the entire 5-part welcome sequence for Innovate Flow. Step 3. Write the case study. You will now present this work as a stunning 1-page case study on your own professional portfolio website. The headline, Case Study, Architecting an Automated Email Sequence to Convert Trial Users into Paying Customers for a B2B SaaS Company. The problem section, the before, you will introduce Innovate Flow and Sarah's painful, expensive problem. The solution section, the after this, is the hero section. You will use a simple design tool to create beautiful mock-ups of what the emails would look like in an inbox. You will explain the strategic purpose of each email. The results section, the ROI, you will state the tangible, projected business results that your work would deliver. This new sequence is projected to increase the trial-to-paid conversion rate from 2% to 5%, which would result in an estimated $250,000 in new annual recurring revenue. By architecting this portfolio of one, you have completely shattered the no-experience barrier. You have a tangible, professional, and incredibly persuasive case study that demonstrates your strategic, business-oriented mindset. Case File 06. The Value First Pitch, a blueprint for bypassing the freelance marketplaces. You are a CEO. You have a powerful, productized service and a stunning case study to prove its value. You are now ready to hunt. The amateur freelancer posts their beautiful new portfolio on a low-end, crowded marketplace. The architect of a freelance business knows that the best clients are not found on those platforms. The best clients are found through proactive, targeted, and value-driven outreach. You will not wait for clients to find you. You will identify your ideal clients, and you will approach them with a pitch that is so valuable and so different that it is almost impossible to ignore. The proactive outreach blueprint. Step 1. The whale hunting list. The mandate. You will not blast out 100 generic emails. You will create a small, curated whale hunting list of 10 to 20 ideal clients who are a perfect fit for your micro niche. The pain signal audit. You're looking for companies that are actively showing pain signals. For our email copywriter, you're looking for B2B SaaS companies that have recently announced a new round of funding but have a weak, generic email newsletter. Step 2. The video voicemail pitch, the pattern interrupt. You will not send a boring, text-based cold email. You will send a personalized video pitch. The tool, a free screen recording tool like Loom. The value bomb script, 2 to 3 minutes max. 1. The intro, personalized compliment. 2. The screen share, the gentle observation. You will share your screen and have their website pulled up. I signed up for your free trial, and I couldn't help but notice a huge opportunity in your welcome email sequence. 3. The mini teardown, the free value. For example, in your first email, you're asking for the sale right away. One small change I've seen have massive impact is to make that first email 100% about delivering value. 4. The case study proof. This is the exact problem I specialize in solving. I actually have a short case study on my website that shows the full sequence I architected for a similar company. 5. The low-pressure close. If you'd be open to a brief 15-minute chat, I'd love to connect. If not, no problem at all. Step 3. The delivery. The action. You'll find the prospect's email address, and you will send them an email with a simple, intriguing subject line and the link to your video. The subject line, a quick idea for Innovate Flow's onboarding. This is a masterful pitch. It is hyper-personalized. It is respectful of their time. It demonstrates your deep expertise. It provides real, tangible value for free. This is the pitch that gets you a meeting with your ideal, high-value client. Case File 07. The Consultative Sales Call. The art of diagnosing, not pitching your video pitch, was a work of art. The prospect was impressed and has booked the 15-minute discovery call. This is your moment to seal the deal. The amateur freelancer, thrilled to have a live lead, makes a fatal mistake on this call. They immediately start pitching. The architect of a freelance business knows that this first call is not a pitch. It is a diagnosis. You're not a salesperson. You're a doctor. Your one and only job on this call is to shut up and listen. You will use a series of strategic, open-ended questions to get a deep, architectural understanding of the client's pain. The doctor's diagnosis blueprint. Part 1. The frame, the first minute. The script. Hi, prospect name. Thanks for making the time. My goal for this call is to learn a bit more about your current email marketing, to understand your growth goals, and then to see if I might be able to help. Does that sound good? Part 2. The diagnosis, the next 8 to 10 minutes. The goal, to uncover their pain and to quantify its cost. The key questions, tell me about your current email onboarding sequence. What's your biggest frustration with it? What is your current trial to paid conversion rate? The quantify the pain question. With your current number of trial signups, what would a 1% increase in that conversion rate be worth to you in annual recurring revenue? The magic wand question. If we were to work together and 6 months from now this has been a massive success, what would that look like? Part 3. The prescription, the next 3 to 5 minutes. The goal, to present your productized service as the perfect, custom-tailored solution to the exact, quantified pain they just described. The bridge statement. Okay, this is very clear. It sounds like you're leaving a significant amount of revenue on the table. Is that right? The prescription. Great. This is the exact problem I solve. Based on what you've said, my welcome sequence conversion package will be a perfect fit. Part 4. The price and the close, the final 2 minutes. The goal, to confidently state your price and define the next step. The value-anchored price. My standard one-time project fee for that full package is $2,500. Based on the numbers you just shared, this project would pay for itself in the first month. The next step, if you're ready to move forward, I can send over a simple agreement, and we can get started as early as next week. By following this disciplined, consultative script, you have completely flipped the power dynamic. You're not a freelancer begging for a gig. You are an expert consultant, prescribing the cure to their most painful problem. Case File 08. The Pricing Protocol, a system for packaging and pricing your services with confidence. You have conducted a masterful discovery call. The client is convinced of the value you provide and is ready to move forward. Now comes the moment that makes most new freelancers stumble. The formal, written proposal and the price. The amateur freelancer, crippled by imposter syndrome, prices their work based on a toxic cocktail of fear and guesswork. They charge by the hour, they drastically undervalue their services, and they present their price apologetically. The CEO of a business of one knows that their pricing is a strategic positioning statement. You are not selling your time. You are selling a return on investment. The package solution pricing blueprint revisited the no hourly rates mandate. The rule, you will never charge by the hour. You will always charge a flat, project-based fee or a monthly retainer. The 3-tiered package architecture. You will present your services in 3 clear, easy-to-understand packages. The architecture for our email copywriter package 1. The audit, $500. Package 2. The implementation, the most popular, $2,500. Package 3. The partnership, $5,000. The confident proposal document. Your proposal will be a simple, professional 2 to 3 page PDF. Page 1. The diagnosis. You will restate their problem and desired outcome. Page 2. The prescription. You will present your 3 packages side by side in a clean table. Page 3. The next steps. The 50% upfront payment mandate. The rule. You will always require a 50% non-refundable deposit before you begin any work. The rationale. This is a non-negotiable rule of a professional freelancer. It secures commitment and protects your cash flow. By architecting your pricing and proposals with this professional, value-driven approach, you're taking complete control of the sales process. You are positioning yourself as a high-value consultant, and you are confidently charging a professional fee that reflects the tangible financial results you are about to deliver. Part 3. Client Delivery Engine Delivering Wow Results Case File 09. The Onboarding Blueprint, a system for a white glove first impression the contract is signed. The 50% deposit has hit your bank account. You have officially won the client. This is a moment of triumph. It is also a moment of extreme danger. The first 48 hours after a client has paid you is the moment of maximum buyer's remorse. The amateur freelancer at this critical juncture makes a disastrous mistake. They disappear. They go into a work cave to start on the project, and the client hears nothing from them for a week. The architect of a freelance business knows that the onboarding process is the single most important part of the entire client delivery experience. Your goal is to architect a white glove onboarding experience that immediately destroys any buyer's remorse and makes the client feel like they have just made the single smartest decision of their entire year. The white glove onboarding blueprint. Step 1. The instant gratification email sent within 1 hour of payment. The goal: to provide an immediate, positive reinforcement of their decision. The script. Subject: welcome aboard. Here are the next steps for project name. Body: hi client name. I just received the signed agreement and the initial deposit. I'm absolutely thrilled to be working with you. I've attached a detailed welcome packet PDF that outlines our entire process. The very next step is to schedule our 60-minute project kickoff call. You can book that directly on my calendar here. Your Calendly link. Step 2. The welcome packet. The deliverable: a beautiful, professional, branded PDF that you will create in Canva. The content: a personalized welcome letter, a restatement of the project goals, a detailed project timeline with key milestones, a clear outline of how we'll work together, and a what I need from you checklist. Step 3. The project kickoff call. The goal: a structured 60-minute call to officially kick off the project and to perform a final deep dive alignment. The agenda: review project goals, deep dive into their brand voice, walk through the project timeline, and confirm your weekly check-in schedule. Step 4. The system setup. The action: you will immediately set up the shared command center for the project. The tools: you will create their dedicated project board in Asana and their shared folder in Google Drive, and you will send them the invitations to both. Be why architecting this professional, systematic, and white glove onboarding process, you're demonstrating that you are an organized, reliable, and highly professional strategic partner. You are not just been hired. You have taken charge. Case File 10. The Project Architect Mandate. How to manage a project and exceed expectations. The project is underway. You are now in the doing phase. The amateur freelancer at this stage often goes dark. They retreat into their work cave, and the client is left in a state of anxious uncertainty. The architect of a freelance business knows that their job is not just to do the work. It is to manage the project and the client. You must be the calm, confident, and proactive leader of the entire engagement. Your client should never have to ask you for a status update. The proactive communication blueprint. You will architect a simple, predictable, and professional communication cadence that will make your client feel completely taken care of, the single source of truth, your Asana board. The mandate: all project-related tasks, deadlines, and communications will live in your shared Asana project board. The no email rule: you will train your client from day one. If they have a question about a specific task, they will leave a comment on the relevant task card in Asana. The weekly wins update: the proactive push. The mandate: you will send your client a brief, simple, and consistent weekly wins email every single Friday afternoon. The architecture: the 3 bullets format. 1. What we accomplished this week. 2. What we're focusing on next week. 3. Questions and blockers. The rationale: this simple, 5-minute email is a masterpiece of client management. It makes you look incredibly organized and gives the client a feeling of progress. The under-promise, over-deliver principle. The mandate: this is a timeless law of client service. You will always set realistic deadlines for yourself, and then you will try to beat them. The architecture. When you are architecting your initial project timeline, you will secretly build in a small 20% buffer for yourself. If you think a task will take 5 days, you will tell the client it will take 6. The hero moment. You will then deliver the work in 5 days. In the client's eyes, you're a superstar who is ahead of schedule. The show, don't tell mandate. The rule. When you're presenting a piece of work for feedback, you will not just attach a Word document. The Loom presentation. You will record a short Loom video, share your screen, and walk the client through your work, explaining the why behind your choices. B. Why architecting your client delivery process with this proactive, transparent, and highly professional system. You are delivering a world-class client experience. Case File 11. The feedback loop. A playbook for handling revisions and difficult clients with grace. You have delivered the first draft of your work. Now comes the most delicate and emotionally charged part of any creative project. The feedback and revision process. A client will have changes. This is a normal, healthy, and expected part of the collaborative process. The amateur freelancer, however, is often terrified of feedback. Their ego is deeply attached to their work. A piece of criticism feels like a personal attack. They get defensive and turn the revision process into a tense, adversarial battle. The architect of a freelance business has a different mindset. They know that feedback is a gift. It is a data point. Their ego is decoupled from the work. The collaborative revision blueprint, the set the frame mandate. The rule. You will set the expectations for the feedback process from the very beginning. The 2 rounds protocol. Your contract will clearly state that your project fee includes up to 2 rounds of reasonable revisions. This is a critical guardrail that protects you from the endless feedback loop. The 1-channel rule. The problem. The client sends feedback from a half-dozen different places. The solution. You will have one single designated channel for all feedback, like the comments feature in a Google document. The listen, don't argue protocol. The mandate. When a client gives you feedback, your first job is not to react. It is to understand. The question behind the question technique. A client will often give you a bad solution, but it is based on a real problem. The client's bad solution. Can you make the logo bigger? The amateur's response. No, that will look terrible. The architect's diagnostic question. That's an interesting idea. Help me understand what you're trying to achieve with that. Are you feeling like the brand name isn't prominent enough? The batch the revisions protocol. The rule. You will not make changes one at a time as they come in. The action. You will ask the client to provide all of their feedback for round 1 in a single batch, the difficult client firewall. Occasionally, you will encounter a client who is genuinely difficult or constantly trying to expand the scope. Your contract is your firewall. The script. You will politely and firmly refer back to the agreed-upon terms. That's a great new idea. As per our agreement, the current project scope includes X. I'd be happy to scope out that new graphic as a separate add-on project for you. By architecting a feedback process that is this structured, professional, and collaborative, you are transforming what is often the most painful part of a freelance project into a smooth and efficient experience. Case File 12. The offboarding protocol. How to end a project and secure a glowing testimonial. You have navigated the revisions. The client has given their final, enthusiastic approval. The project is complete. This is a moment of triumph and relief. The amateur freelancer at this final stage makes a lazy and costly mistake. They send an email that says, "Okay, great. Here's the final invoice. Thanks." They have just abandoned the client relationship at the moment of maximum satisfaction. The architect knows that the offboarding process is just as important as the onboarding process. It is your final opportunity to deliver a wow experience, to solidify your relationship, and to architect the 2 most valuable outcomes of any project: a glowing testimonial and the potential for future referrals. The graceful exit blueprint. Step 1. The final delivery package. The mandate. You will not just email a single final file. You will deliver a professional, organized, final delivery package. The architecture. You will deliver a single, organized folder that contains all the final files, a short Loom video where you do a final walkthrough of the files, and a simple how to work with your new assets PDF guide. Step 2. The testimonial ask. The moment after the client has seen your beautiful final delivery package is the moment of maximum happiness. This is the precise moment when you will ask for a testimonial. The script. Hi, client name. I am so thrilled that you're happy with the final result. Testimonials from great clients like you are the single most important way that I grow my business. Would you be willing to write a sentence or two about your experience working with me? To make it super easy, I've even drafted a few simple questions below that you can just answer. The easy button questions. What was the biggest challenge you were facing before we started? What was the best part about working with me? What is the single biggest result you've seen from this project? Step 3. The referral plant. The mandate. You'll plant the seed for future referrals. The script. Also, my business is built on referrals. So if you happen to know any other their industry who might be struggling with a similar challenge, I would be incredibly grateful for an introduction. Step 4. The final invoice. The action. In a separate email, you'll send the final invoice for the remaining 50%. Step 5. The stay in touch follow-up. The mandate. The relationship does not end here. The action. You will set a reminder in your calendar to send a simple check-in email to this client 30 to 60 days later. By architecting this professional, systematic, and graceful offboarding process, you're maximizing the long-term value of every single client relationship. You are building a powerful, ever-growing engine of social proof and referrals. Part 4. The growth engine, from Freelancer to Founder Case File 13. The retainer model. The key to escaping the feast or famine cycle. You have successfully completed your first few freelance projects. You're getting paid. You're building a portfolio. But you're living in a state of constant, low-grade anxiety. You are on the freelance roller coaster. 1 month, you have more work than you can handle. The feast. The next month, all your projects end at once, and you have zero income. The famine. This is the single biggest and most soul-crushing problem for a project-based freelancer. The amateur freelancer accepts this as the cost of freedom. The architect of a freelance business knows that this is not a necessary evil. It is a flaw in their business model. The architect's primary goal is to move from the chaotic, unpredictable world of one-off projects to the calm, predictable, and highly profitable world of recurring revenue. The key to this is the retainer model, the retainer blueprint. A retainer is a fixed, monthly fee that a client pays you in exchange for your ongoing services. It is a subscription to your brain. It is the architectural foundation of a stable, scalable, and stress-free freelance business. The product ladder. The path to the retainer. You will not try to sell a new client a high-priced retainer on the very first call. You will architect a product ladder that systematically guides them from a small, one-time project to a long-term partnership. Rung 1. The paid audit. As we've discussed, this is a small, low-risk project where you diagnose their problems and deliver a strategic roadmap. Rung 2. The core project. This is your flagship, one-time project where you implement the solution you proposed in your audit. Rung 3. The retainer. After you have successfully completed the project and have delivered massive value, you will now propose an ongoing, monthly retainer to manage, optimize, and build upon the system you have just created. The retainer proposal script. The win during your final offboarding call for your project. The script. I'm so thrilled with the results of this new email sequence we've built. The real magic, though, comes from the ongoing testing and optimization. To make sure you get the maximum long-term ROI, I'd like to propose we move to a simple monthly retainer. The value proposition. For a flat monthly fee, I would effectively become your part-time director of email marketing. I would handle all ongoing campaigns, A/B testing, and provide you with a monthly performance dashboard. This would allow you to have a world-class email marketing engine running without you having to manage it at all. How does that sound? The benefits of the retainer model. For you, it creates predictable, recurring revenue, the holy grail of any service business. It allows you to go deeper with a smaller number of high-quality clients. For the client, they have a fixed, predictable monthly expense. They are not just hiring a temporary worker. They are embedding an expert into their team. The retainer model is the architectural key that unlocks the door from a stressful, unpredictable freelance gig to a calm, profitable, and scalable business of one. Case File 14, the referral machine, a system for turning your best clients into your best salespeople. You are now a CEO. You have a thriving business with a small roster of high-quality, long-term retainer clients. Your income is stable and predictable. Now, you must architect a system for growth. The amateur freelancer at this stage goes back to the hustle. They start sending cold emails again. The architect of a freelance business knows that their most powerful, most effective, and most profitable source of new business is already in their possession. It is their existing happy clients. A referral from a trusted, happy client is the gold standard of leads. The architect does not just hope for referrals. They engineer a referral machine. The moment of maximum impact referral blueprint. Revisited, the key is timing. Step 1. Identify the moment of maximum impact. The definition. This is the moment when the client is at their absolute peak of happiness and satisfaction with your work. The trigger events. The moment you present your metrics dashboard that shows a massive ROI. The moment a client sends you an unsolicited, glowing email. Step 2. The direct ask script. At this precise moment, you will make a simple, confident, and direct request. The script. I am so thrilled that you're happy with the results. As you know, my business grows primarily through word of mouth from great partners like you. As you think about your own professional network, can you think of one or two other clients' industry who might also be struggling with the specific pain you solved? Step 3. The Make It Easy protocol. Once they have identified a potential referral, you must make the act of introducing you as frictionless as possible. The script. That's fantastic. Would you be open to making a brief email introduction? To make it incredibly easy for you, I can write a short one-paragraph blurb that you could just copy and paste into an email to them. The forwardable email. You will then immediately follow up with that simple, pre-written email. The proactive referral incentive, the advanced move. You can also architect a more proactive, formal referral program. The architecture. You will offer your best clients a referral incentive. The offer. By the way, I've just launched a new referral program. For any new client you refer to me who signs on for a project, I will be happy to give you a 10% discount on your next month's retainer as a thank you. By architecting this simple but powerful referral machine, you're building the most sustainable and profitable client acquisition engine possible. You are moving beyond the endless hustle of cold outreach and are instead building a business that grows organically through the power of your own excellent results. Case File 15. The Profit Architect Mandate, a simple guide to managing your business finances. You are now the CEO of a real revenue-generating business. You have clients, you have income, and now you have a new set of responsibilities. You are not just the service provider. You are also the chief financial officer. The amateur freelancer often neglects this part of the business. They treat their business finances in a chaotic, ad hoc way. They run everything through their personal checking account and get hit with a massive, unexpected tax bill at the end of the year. The architect of a freelance business knows that financial clarity is the bedrock of a sustainable and stress-free enterprise. The business of one financial blueprint, the separate and sacred mandate, the firewall. The rule. You must have a separate, dedicated business checking account. The rationale. This is the non-negotiable foundation of professional finance. It creates a clean, legal firewall between your business and your personal life. The Profit First system. This is a powerful system for managing your business's cash flow. The traditional, flawed formula. Sales minus expenses equals profit. The Profit First formula. Sales minus profit equals expenses. The architecture. You will set up a second business savings account, your profit account. Every time a client payment hits your checking account, you will immediately transfer a predetermined percentage of that money into your profit account. The money that is left is what you have available to run the business. The rationale. This is the pay yourself first principle applied to your business. It guarantees your business will be profitable. The tax account. The mandate. As a self-employed individual, you are responsible for saving and paying your own taxes. The architecture. You will set up a third business savings account, your tax account. The rule. Every time a client payment comes in, you will also transfer a fixed percentage. A safe bet is 25 to 30% of that money into your tax account. This money is not yours. The result, tax time is no longer a terrifying, stressful scramble. The paycheck, the owner's draw. The action, once or twice a month, you will pay yourself a salary. You will make a simple transfer from your business checking account to your personal checking account. This simple, multi-account system is the architectural blueprint for a financially healthy and stress-free freelance business. Case File 16. The scaling protocol. When and how to evolve from a business of one to an agency. You have reached the pinnacle of a business of one. You are booked out. You have a full roster of high-quality, long-term retainer clients. Your income is stable, predictable, and exceeds your financial freedom number. But a new, high-quality problem emerges. The referrals keep coming in. The demand for your expert services is greater than the number of hours you have in the day. You have hit your personal capacity ceiling. The successful freelancer has a choice. They can stay as a business of one, or they can choose to scale. The architect of a freelance business knows that scaling is the final and most challenging evolution. It is the transition from a freelancer to a true agency owner. The scaling blueprint. Step 1. The systematize everything mandate. The unbreakable law. You cannot scale a business that exists only in your head. The absolute prerequisite for scaling is that every single one of your core service deliverables must be documented in a crystal clear standard operating procedure. The litmus test. Could you hand your SOP to a brand new person and have them execute it flawlessly? If the answer is no, you are not ready to scale. Step 2. The subcontractor first protocol. The mandate. You will not start by hiring a full-time employee. Your first step will be to hire a freelance subcontractor. The rationale. A subcontractor is another business of one who you will hire on a project-by-project or hourly basis. This is a low-risk, flexible way to add capacity. The hire for the task, not the role rule. You will not hire a generalist to help you. You will hire a specialist to execute a specific part of your workflow. Step 3. The margin architecture, the business model. The goal, to build a profitable system. The architecture. 1. You're charging your client your premium retainer fee, e.g., $3,000 per month. 2. You will now pay your subcontractor a fair but lower fee, e.g., $1,000/month, to execute $801,000/month, to execute 80% of the work. 3. The difference, $1,000/month, to execute 80. 2,000 is your profit margin. This is your compensation for your system, your strategy, and your client relationship management. Step 4. The quality control layer. The mandate. You are still 100% accountable to the client for the quality of the final product. The workflow. The subcontractor delivers all of their work to you. You are the final, white-glove quality control layer. You will review, edit, and give the final polish to every deliverable before it is sent to the client. Why making this first, low-risk, and systematic step into the world of subcontracting, you have fundamentally broken the iron link between your time and your income. You have built a machine that can now grow beyond your own personal capacity. Conclusion. You are the architect of your own career. You began this roadmap with a myth, the myth of the gig economy. The belief that a freelance career was an unstable, stressful existence of chasing the next, low-paying project. That myth has now been fully deconstructed and replaced with an engineered reality. You now know that a great freelance career is not about finding gigs. It is about building a business. You are not a freelancer. You are the CEO of a business of one. That you have deconstructed the entire architecture of a successful freelance enterprise. You have filled your toolkit with the most valuable skills of the modern economy. The ability to choose a profitable niche, to package your services into an irresistible offer, and to architect a proactive client acquisition engine. Most importantly, you have moved beyond just winning the work. You have the blueprints for delivering a world-class client experience, for managing your business finances like a professional, and for transforming your one-person practice into a scalable agency. You do not just have a skill to sell, you have a complete business plan. The path from here is one of execution. It is the courage to choose your niche, to build your portfolio, and to pitch your first high-value client. Your ability to think systematically, to communicate with clarity, and to solve real, expensive business problems are your superpowers. You're no longer a passive employee in someone else's company. You're the architect of your own career. You're the one who designs the system, who builds the value, and who reaps the rewards. You're the architect of your own career. Now go build. Did this roadmap help you? Your journey is just beginning, but your feedback is crucial. If this book provided you with real-world value, the single best way to support this mission is to leave an honest review on Amazon. More by Gardinski. Your roadmap continues. You can now master the art of getting paid for your skills. The next step is to apply that power to build a predictable client pipeline. Book recommendations include From Zero to Booked Out and From Zero to Profitable.